Hello Philippines, hello world. This is Charles Paulas and I will be your anchor for today, serving you the hottest and most leading news of ours with no bias, no exception, and nothing but the truth. This is your news, our business. Welcome to the Philippines' #1 broadcasting station nationwide, Uno Radikal 5x5 News Channel. For today's headline, the impact of technology from individual, environment, and society. The radical novelty into emerging technology. The radical perspective in emerging technology. The approaches and cluster in radical novelty. The indicator and techniques in radical novelty. Now, for the impact of emerging technology to individual, here's Kathleen Abisilia for the news.
In the past few decades, technology grows rapidly, and the use of technology is also increased drastically. It affects the life of people and changes the way of their learning, thinking, and communication. It plays a major role in society, and now it is very tough to imagine life without technology. Both technology and society are correlated, co-dependent, and co-influenced with each other. Technology leaves an impact on society, including the potential for society to progress or decline in both good and bad manner. Our society is shaped by technology, which has both beneficial and harmful consequences. Again, I am Katrina Navicelia, and this is Uno Radikal 5x5.
Thank you, Miss Kathleen. And for the environment, here's Imarin Levitan for the details.
The impact of emerging technologies on our environment is modern environmental technology has enabled us to capture this naturally occurring energy, which are the renewable sources, and convert it into electricity or useful heat through devices such as solar panels, wind and water turbines, which reflects a highly positive impact of technology on the environment.
Thank you so much, Ms. Levitan. And for the impact of emerging technology in society, here's Ms. Aponda for the news.
Thank you, Mr. Paulas. The impact of emerging technology on society will focus on how the security of individuals, businesses, and entire industry are affected by new platforms, softwares, and hardwares. Technologies may one day offer us the opportunity to live healthily well beyond 100 years, enhance our intellectual and physical abilities, and controls our emotions. Technology may also enable us to become producers of our own products, track what we think, and guide our decision making. I am Edlin Oponda, and this is Uno Radical 5x5.
Thank you so much, Ms. Aponda. And to expand details, here's Daryl Gina Bellino for Radical Novelty.
Thank you, Mr. Paulas. Publications and patents are of limited use in assessing radical novelty and contemporary technology. In contrast, news articles, editorial reviews, and perspective articles in professional as well as academic journals represent valuable sources, providing participants perspective on if and why technology is viewed as radically novel that provide an understanding of the basic principles underpinning the examining technology. I am Daryl Evelino, and this is Radikal 5x5.
Thank you, Daryl Gina Bellino. And to expand knowledge about radical novelty, here's Mark Aaron Haushan for the news.
Thank you, Charles. The first one, radical novelty means that it clearly shows a new function or implement a previously unseen basic principle for a new or existing, mostly technological operations. The second, fast growth means that it exhibits a relatively high rate of growth and diffusion comparing to other similar technologies. I am Mark Aaron and this is Uno Radical 5x5.
Thank you, Mr. Haushen. This is Uno Radikal 5x5 News channel, and we will right back after this break.
A different perspective is provided by Scar Horse and Garfield 2010 to extended analysis of historiographs based on direct citations, to trace the extent to which publications move across fields as they receive citations from new fields, namely field mobility. Assuming that these publications are associated with the basic principle used for technological applications, which approach enables one to identify which fields may be using a different knowledge base and thus in which fields radically novel technologies are potentially emerging.
We are the leading news channel in the Philippines, and this is Uno Radikal 5x5 News channel to expand knowledge with approaches and radical novelty, emerging technology. Here's Johan Sending for the news.
Thank you, Mr. Paulos. Approaches and cluster in radical novelty emerging technology. Hybrid approach. This is a combination of direct citation and co-citation models as applied to publication data. This approach is particularly focused on the detection of novelty, which is defined in terms of clusters that are new to the co-citation model, that is, clusters with limited overlap with the cited documents included in clusters in previous years, as well as to parallel direct citation model. Natural language process on NLP approaches topic modeling. And by combining bibliographic coupling, co-words analysis, and direct citation analysis, this can show exceptional growth and help completely new but with their roots in other clusters, or already existing once they exhibit a topic shift. On the premise that is cluster of documents or words in these networks represent different knowledge areas of a domain or different literatures on which the domains builds. Several studies have considered the appearance of clusters not previously present in the network as a signal of novelty. Again, I am Jones Marie Sending, and this is Uno Radikal 5x5.
Thank you, Ms. Sending. And now for the indicators, here's Rosemary de la Peña for the details.
Thank you, Mr. Paulos. Indicators and techniques in radical emerging. Research and scientometrics focus on the development of techniques to expand the local or domain perspective that citation or text-based approaches may provide. This effort has generated a number of overlay mapping techniques, which in turn may be particularly well suited to detecting radical novelty. The basic idea is to project a given set of documents and a base map through the use of an overlay, and this base map can represent the global science in structure at the level of the scientific discipline. I am Rosemary de la Peña, and this is Uno Radikal 5x5.
Thank you, de la Peña. And now for the techniques, let's have Aubrey Gaspe for the news.
So, Mr. Kutamora, here's the question. What is the importance of journal news articles in the emerging technology?
So, in answering the question, kung isipin ng layunin ng mga newspapers, ang newspapers, articles o the likes, isipin natin na ito ay sila nagbibigay sa atin ng impormasyon na kailangan natin. Sila nagbibigay sa atin ng mga kailangan nating mga malaman sa bagay-bagay. So kung relate siya sa makabagong teknolohiya, habang patuloy nag-i-improve ang makabagong teknolohiya, nag-i-improve din ang mga articles and newspapers, at dahil doon mas napapadali ang pagkuha natin mga impormasyon sa mga iba't ibang bagay. Yun lang.
Thank you, Miss Gaspe. Taking everything into account, The Emerging Technology is a radical novel since it was composed of many theoretical, historical, and philosophical approaches. Sabi nga nila na mas better na kumuha ng kaalaman from the past to be able to stand uplift, smart, and intelligent. In artificial intelligence, we must be look on the facts, ethics, and radically know how does it affect the human environment, health, and our world. And this is Charles Paulos, serving you the hottest and most leading news of ours, with no bias, no exception, and nothing but the truth. This is your news, our business. Welcome to the Philippines leading news channel, the Radikal 5x5.